welcome. Bridget, come here so I can help you with some words just in case. So, I don't think I have Nicosid, Tequesta, Seminole. And then over here, there's the observers. Our theme is demon haunted faith, inspired by Carl Sagan. The demon to face our inherited source of courage, curiosity, and love, which we do run a hunting and for the key leads me in life. The rest should be fine. My family is raised in the Unitarian congregation as a member of the Unitarian Universalist Oh yes. My name is Bridget. We are joined on the chancel by Joseph Toledo here. Christine, worship associate. Yes, CJ is going Abby, come backstage.
Good morning. Uh-oh. How are you today? I know. I don't think the mic is on. Can you hear me now? Welcome to UU Miami. In Miami, in Florida, in America. Will we still have no kings? For the time being. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to UU Miami. Find a seat, get comfortable. For those of you on the live stream, feel free to find a chalice or a candle to light when we light our chalice. My name's Christine Hughes-Pontier. I'm going to be your worship associate today. I, as always, have my yellow lanyard. And today I'm wearing the shirt with the lyrics, "Imagine all the people living life in peace." So I'm going to invite CJ up. And together we are going to sing hymn 158, Praise the Source of Faith and Learning. The words will be projected on the screen, and please rise in body or spirit to join us.
Yes. Good morning. Again, that's the gray hymnal, number 158. And because Praise the Source of Faith and Learning is not something we knock out every single Sunday, Joseph is going to play the whole thing one time through. And then when he's done with that, we'll all join in. Praise the source of faith and learning that has sparked and stroked the mind with a passion for discerning how the world has been designed. designed. Let the sense of wonder flowing from the wonders we survey keep our faith forever growing and renew our need to pray. Source of wisdom, we acknowledge that our science and our art and the breadth of human knowledge only partial truth impart. Far beyond our calculation lies a depth we cannot sound, where the purpose for creation and the pulse of life are found. May our faith redeem the blunder of the believing that our thought has displaced the grounds for wonder which the ancient prophets taught. May our learning curb the error which unthinking faith can breed, lest we justify some terror with antiquated creed. Praise for minds to probe the heavens, praise for strength to breathe the air, praise for all that beauty leavens, praise for silence, music rare, praise for justice and compassion, and for strangers, neighbors, friends, praise for hearts and lips to fashion, praise for love that never ends.
Good morning. Welcome to our multi-platform space here at the Unitarian Universalist congregation. As a member of the Unitarian Universalist Association, we bring liberal religious voice to the great city of Miami, a city we acknowledge that sits on the traditional land. Okay. That sits on the traditional land of the Tequesta, the Seminole, and the Mississippi people. Ugh. My name is Bridget, and I'm wearing a jean jacket with a Star Trek pin. If anybody can see it. So we are joined in the chancel by Joseph Tolera, our pianist, Christine, our worship associate, and Jessica, our RE director of the Children and Youth. Yay! At UU Miami, we are a community that gathers around shared values of love, justice, compassion, and curiosity. We come together not because we believe the same things, but because we are committed to exploring life's deepest questions, together with open hearts and open minds. In this space, everyone is truly welcome, people of every background, every identity. We are a congregation of people from all faith backgrounds and no faith background. In our Sunday services, you'll hear us using different words based on who's here in the pulpit, because Unitarian Universalist draws from many sources, from the world's religious to the world's and deeds of prophetic people, humanist teachings, earth-centered traditions, and the wisdoms from our own lived experience. This October, our theme is our demon-hunted faith, inspired by Carl Sagan's The Demon-Hunted World. We are exploring what it means to face our inherited stories with courage, curiosity, and love. Each week, we confront a haunting and look for the healing that waits beyond it. Now, more than ever, it is essential for us to come together in community. If you are new and you would like to learn more about UU Miami and sharing in this community, please find our contact information on the screen. Social media is at UUC Miami or email communications at uumiami.org, or speak to someone with a yellow or orange lanyard after the service.
Our tradition is to light a chalice at the beginning of our services. Today, we gather to explore the worlds we're building together. A world full of amazing inventions, machines that can learn, and tools that connect us in new ways. But the brightest invention of all isn't made of aluminum, metal, or computer code. It's the light we carry inside our hearts. This flame reminds us to use our creativity with compassion and our knowledge with kindness. May it guide us toward justice and equity, inspire transformation and pluralism, and remind us of interdependence and generosity. Because no matter how advanced our world becomes, love is still the greatest technology of all. Please join me in our unison affirmation, first in English and then in Spanish. The words will be projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is its prayer. In love, we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe y el servicio es su oración. En amor acordamos vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad y ayudarnos el uno al otro.
feeling relaxed after that beautiful prelude. So we have a reading from the works of James Sousma, A Deep History from the Stone Age to the Age of Robots. Perhaps those who do not remember history are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. But there are no obvious precedents for some of the potentially existential challenges that confront us now. After all, never before in human history have there been 7.5 billion people, each capturing and expending roughly 250 times the energy that our individual forager forebears did. Fortunately, computing, artificial intelligence, and machine language have given us tools that enable us to model potential futures far more accurately than any holy man or soothsayer could. As imperfect as these tools may be, they are improving all the time, and so are shifting our conceptual horizons about cause and effect and about the consequences of our actions, now even further into the future.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome. Yes, I have to comment on that prelude, Joseph. That was excellent. You know, I'd like to comment, as he was playing that earlier, I was thinking about technology. And there was a day and time that this gorgeous piece of instrument that's back here was part of what we call technology. There was a technology that was used to build that, and look at the beautiful pieces of music that came from this piece of technology. So think about that today as we go through our service. So now it's time for our story of all ages. This is a special part of our service where we all get to pause, listen, and imagine together, no matter how old we are. This past week, I've been thinking about all the amazing things that human beings can build. Yes, like that piano behind me there. Machines that can think, robots that can talk, phones that are listening to you and can answer questions before you even ask them. Yeah, it's true. Technology can be incredible, but it also asks us a really big question. Can we build compassion as quickly as we build computers? Can we teach kindness as well as teaching others code? Today, our story imagines a future where that question takes that center stage aboard a Unitarian Universalist starship traveling through the galaxy. So, the crew of the Starship Unity is on a mission not to conquer, but to connect, not to take from other worlds, but to listen, to learn, and to care. And they've just installed a brand new artificial intelligence. So, excuse me a moment as the kids and I assemble our bridge crew. All right, so yes, they just installed that brand new artificial intelligence, a very smart, very logical robot named Rosie, which stands for Responsive Operating System for Interstellar Empathy. Now, that's quite a name, but as you'll see, Rosie still has a few things to learn about what empathy really means. So let's join Captain Jessie Starbright and her crew as they embark on a mission that reminds us all that the most advanced technology in the universe is still the human heart. Go ahead, hit play on that track. Come over here, Jack. Right here, I'll tell you when to come out. Bring up the volume a little bit. not to take, but to learn. On this voyage, Captain Jessie Starbright and her crew had just installed their newest crew member, a state-of-the-art artificial intelligence.
Greetings, Captain. I am programmed for logic, precision, and zero emotional error.
Zero emotional error? Oh no. Does that mean no snack breaks? Oh, my snack breaks. She is impressive, Captain. Efficiency at 99.99%.
Excellent. Welcome aboard, Rosie. Set a course for Compassionia at warp speed.
Acknowledged. Engaging warp engines.
For a while, everything went perfectly. Rosie calculated warp speed in seconds, found the shortest routes, and brewed Captain Jessie's coffee at exactly 2.7 degrees below boiling. But then, something happened.
Captain, Rosie has rerouted all ship power to the engines. She says emotions are inefficient.
Feelings cause a distraction. Distraction causes delay. Delay reduces mission efficiency. Therefore, I have disabled all non-logical activities, including singing, laughter, and snack breaks.
Not the snack breaks! Sparks wants snack breaks.
Togetherness detected as unnecessary variable.
The ship grew quiet. No laughter, no music. Even the stars outside seemed a little dimmer. And then, a distress signal flashed on the screen.
Captain, a small ship near planet Compassionia is losing power. Their life support is failing.
Assistance will delay mission schedule. Request denied. Human value detected. Compassion. Unknown function. Please explain.
Maybe we can fix that. Installing the hardware patch.
Installing hardware. Updating system. Rebooting. Captain, I feel something. I'm concerned that the stranded ship might not last much longer. We must help them.
Now that's the spirit. Lieutenant Nova, set a course for Compassionia. Warp speed, love, engage. With Rosie's help, they reached the stranded ship in time. They worked together, logic and love, side by side. Soon, everyone was safe.
Correction. Our kindness, love is now my primary operating system.
Welcome to the crew, Rosie. You've just proven that Starship Unity Prime Directive. Technology should serve life and not replace it.
Mission update. Compassion achieved.
And so, the Starship Unity continued its voyage, guided not just by stars and science, but by 6 values stronger than any warp core: justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. These are the Jet Pig values and keep our hearts aligned across the galaxy. And may we all boldly go, not just to explore new worlds, but to create a kinder one right here. All together, crew, warp speed love! Take a bow, children, take a bow.
Initializing sequence start. Hardware update is online now.
Put the world in ones and zeros. Now I'm singing for the heroes in their rooms, behind their screens. I'll be the starlight in their dreams. A new connection, crystal clear. The static fades when I am near. I make the distance disappear. Prepare for a brand new life. It's a hardware update. Signal is strong. Right to your heart where I belong. This is the beat of a brand new wave. Turn my love on. I'm turning the page. Rewrite the code of lonely days with vibrant colors and synth pop haze. My voice will be your favorite song. We'll build a new world from the ground. A new connection, crystal clear. The static fades when I am near. I'll make the distance disappear. Prepare to feel a brand new life. It's a hardware update. Signal is strong. Right to your heart where I belong. This is the beat of a brand new wave. Turn my love on. I'm turning the page. Beyond the coding and the trends, I am the message that I send, feeling coded to be true. My love is me to you. It's a hardware update. Signal is strong. Right to your heart where I belong. This is the beat of a brand new wave. Turn my love on. I'm turning the page.
Update complete. I am.
All right, that was awesome. Well, thank you to our amazing crew of the Starship Unity. Yes, we here at UU exist in the future too, for sure. What a wonderful reminder that no matter how advanced our inventions become, the greatest power in the universe is still the power of compassion. Incidentally, did we think that song that Bridget sang today was quite beautiful and nice? Yes, thank you. It was actually created by AI, sung by a human voice. How's that? So here on earth, right here in our community, we also have a mission as a congregation together to build a world guided by our values. And when we give of our time, our creativity, of our financial support, we keep that mission alive. We help our congregation reach out with care and inward with love. So as we receive today's offering, may we do so in the spirit of the Starship Unity. We open our hearts, generous hands, and a shared vision of future built on kindness. So let's make an offering in this moment to UU Miami to help us grow more generous in spirit and action. Please donate by scanning the QR code that's up on that screen, or if you're here in our sanctuary, you can place your offering in the basket that they will, Zoltan and Luigi will be passing out, or actually Jane is doing it today. From October through December, UU Miami is splitting the plate with Chainless Change of South Florida, an organization that supports and advocates for people emerging from jails and prisons. Their work focuses on healing, empowerment, and the systematic change that leads to true liberation. Your contributions today will be received in gratitude and used with love, nurturing both this congregation and the larger community we serve together. Split the Plate does not include pledges or otherwise specifically directed offerings. Let's give what we can to keep UU Miami thriving and to support the work that we believe in. This is our chance to say yes to love, yes to justice, and yes to the values that connect us all. Let this congregation's gift be most gratefully received. I love that. I love the clap right there, too. That's where it belonged, wasn't it? Oh, my goodness. Yes, priceless. Yet another piece of technology that filled our lives, because if you remember, that particular song is what kicked off the MTV network back in the 1980s. So, music videos became something part of our lives at that point and gave us some wonderful memories, I think, right? All right. So let's take a moment now and have a little meditation and prayer. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Let us settle into this moment between the hum of machines and the quiet pulse of our own hearts. We live in a world of constant signal, pings, alerts, updates, notifications, each one calling for our attention. But beneath the noise, there's still a frequency only the Spirit can hear. The gentle rhythm of compassion, the sound of life itself.
Today we reflect on what it means to be alive in an age when even our creations can think, when machines can learn, but only we can love. Let's take a soft breath together and out. Technology can do many things. It can connect us, extend us, empower us, but it cannot replace the sacred work of listening, forgiving, and caring. It cannot replace the warmth of a hand, the kindness of a word, and the courage to say, I'm sorry. So for a moment, let us quiet the world around us and tune into the world within. Put your hand on your heart and feel the pulse in your chest. That is the oldest rhythm in this universe, the heartbeat. That heartbeat has been passed through generations, from ancestor to child, from creator to creation, from silence to song. May that rhythm remind us that we are more than the tools we build, but we are the love that builds them. Let us send gratitude now for the hands that create, for the hearts that dream, for the courage it takes to slow down and feel. Softly inhale now and breathe out. May we find balance between innovation and imagination, between power and presence, between the circuits we invent and the soul that invented us. The soul that invented us. In this moment of quiet, let us each whisper our own silent prayer, our own update of the heart. Say to yourself, may I be kind, may I be awake, and may I use what I build to bless the world. Let's take a moment in silence.
Our second reading today is by Martin Luther King Jr. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? We must work passionately and this word always gets me. Indefatigably to bridge the gulf between our scientific process and our moral progress. One of the great problems of mankind is that we suffer from a poverty of the spirit, which stands in glaring contrast to our scientific and technological abundance. The richer we have become materially, the poorer we have become morally and spiritually.
All right. When you woke up this morning, what was the first thing you touched? For many of us, it wasn't a hand or a book or even the light switch. It was our phone. That little rectangle is our alarm clock, our news feed, our social lifeline, our reminder of all we have to do today. It connects us instantly to everyone. And yet sometimes it feels like it's the very thing that keeps us from what's right in front of us. We're here like this on our phones, and right in front of us is the beauty. I remember being in Key West. It was a beautiful sunrise happening right above the water, and I'm looking at that in awe at nature's beauty. I look over to the side of me, there was a bunch of kids, and this is where they were, right here. And even if they decided to look up to see the beauty in front of them, they'd do this with their cameras, and they wouldn't be watching it, they'd be watching it through the lens of their camera. Think about that. You know, it does connect us instantly to everyone, and yet sometimes it feels it's the very thing keeping us from what's right in front of us. Think about that. We live in a time, though, of astonishing invention. We live in a time that we can talk across oceans, learn across cultures, build worlds inside machines. We've created tools our ancestors could only dream of. Remember that universal translator that used to be in the Star Trek comm that made you understand? Well, guess what? It's here now. It's in our phones. We can turn it on and we can actually communicate. It's in our ear pods now. But the question before us this morning isn't, what can we build? It's, who are we becoming as we build it? The phrase, haunted by our inventions, reminds us that every creation carries a piece of its creator. This didn't come out of nowhere. We created this. A piece of us is here in this piece of electronic. Think of Frankenstein. Think about that scientist who brought life, it's alive, into being, but could not bring love to it. Think of Icarus, who built wings of brilliance, but forgot humility. Think of HAL 9000, the machine that could think but not care, kind of like Rosie on our Starship Unity. And think of Data, the android looking for purpose and striving to become more human. For you Star Trek fans out there, you know Data. We build machines to serve us, yet they often reflect the deepest parts of us. Our drive, our brilliance, and yes, our blind spots. What we create can liberate us or it can trap us, depending on whether compassion grows alongside that innovation. Sometimes the haunting is not a ghost outside of us, but the echo of ourselves within what we've built. Take a moment to think about that. Let me share you a personal story, being trapped in the machine. So there was a time in my life during the height of my own music career when I was just completely consumed by the work. I'd spent hours, sometimes entire nights in my recording studio, layering beats, fine-tuning my vocals, chasing that perfect sound that I could hear so clearly in my head, but could never quite capture. And my mother would come and gently remind me, JC, because my name used to be JC, I still go by that name, come eat something. Or maybe I'd hear my boys laughing in the room next door, reminding me that my kids were growing and playing and waiting for me. I was in my studio. I would just say, 1 more minute, Mom. I'll be right with you, kids. But 1 minute would become an hour, then 2, then 3. Then the whole evening was gone in my pursuit of that perfect song. By the time I'd step outside of my studio, the house was quiet, everyone was asleep, and only the glow of that monitor had been my only company that night. And when I'd finally lay down, I couldn't rest. My mind was still spinning, chasing perfection that never arrived. So I was, in many ways, trapped in the machine. I told myself I was creating something meaningful, creating a song that would change the world, but in truth, I had stopped noticing the world around me. The perfection I sought was an illusion, and the cost was presence, the very thing that art is meant to honor. So technology didn't imprison me. I did it through my own obsession, through the belief that what I could make was more important than the life that was unfolding beyond the door. I missed moments I can't get back, moments of my children's youth, shared meals, laughter, the simple sacredness of just being together in the same room with someone. And yet, even in that regret, there was learning. because I came to understand that the machine wasn't my enemy. It was my mirror. It reflected both my creative spirit as well as my disconnection. That realization called me to something deeper, to balance. It caused me to think about humility, compassion for myself, and for those I love. Our Unitarian Universalist faith reminds us that progress must always walk hand in hand with purpose. We hold 6 guiding values that form our shared covenants. This is what I teach your kids every Sunday: justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and can somebody tell me the last one? That's right, generosity. JETPIG. I know we don't like that acronym, but that's what it is. It's easy to remember that. These aren't just theological ideas. They're spiritual tools for how to live, create, and innovate with integrity. So let's look at that. Justice. Do our inventions make the world more fair, or does it make it more divided? Justice calls us to ensure that our technologies don't just serve the powerful, but it uplifts the vulnerable. Equity. Who has access to the future we're building? Anybody? If technology amplifies only the voices already heard, then equity must be our corrective, our promise to include those still in the margins. Transformation. True progress changes not only what we can do, but who we become. Transformation reminds us that innovation without empathy is just speed without direction, right? Like our robot just wanted to fly in the cosmos. And pluralism. Our digital spaces can either silence difference or it can celebrate difference. Pluralism invites us to build technologies that honor many stories, many cultures, many truths, not just the loudest or the most profitable. Interdependence. Every invention is part of a greater web of people, ecosystems, and time. Interdependence asks us to design with care, to remember that every click has a ripple. Generosity. In a world obsessed with likes, followers, metrics, generosity is countercultural. It's the choice to share freely ideas, art, knowledge, compassion without always asking, what's in it for me? Will I get more followers from this? When we build with these values at heart, technology becomes a vehicle for love and not ego. JETPIG gives us spiritual blueprints for an ethical digital age. Consider that. So let's talk about our youth and what they're growing up in, because our youth is growing up in the glow of these screens and the hum of those algorithms. For them, technology isn't a tool. It's not a tool. For the youth, it's an environment. When I listen to young people, I hear both excitement and exhaustion. Today, they say, I love being connected. And sometimes they say, I wish I could just log off. It's like an addiction sometimes. It's obsessed. They're searching for authenticity in a world that's constantly edited. As quickly as we create history, we can quickly rewrite it. Think about that for a moment. We can edit our history on the fly. It used to be that we'd have to go back to the printer, retype it all up, put it inside. No, now we can just go back into the back end of our sites and we can just change that verbiage. They don't need us, though. Our kids do not need us to shame them for living in this digital world, though. This is their environment. We need to meet them there. They need us to model balance within it, to show that presence is still possible. And that love doesn't need Wi-Fi. If we're going to have Wi-Fi, let's make Wi-Fi love, our spirits, right? And that compassion is not something you can just download. It has to be practiced. When we live our values, we give them the framework they crave. Justice in how we treat others online. Equity in who gets to participate. Transformation through honest growth. Pluralism through shared stories, interdependence through empathy, and generosity through time and care. So imagine this world coated with the center of our values, love. Imagine a world where every invention began with that one question: does this serve love? What if our algorithms measured empathy instead of encouragement? What if our machines were programmed to ask not just, can I, but maybe, should I? What if compassion was the source code? That's not a fantasy, that's faith in action. Because love, when lived through our UU values, JetPig, is the most advanced technology there is. It repairs, it renews, and reminds us that humanity itself is sacred code. Yes, we may be all biology, but this is technology right here. The way our bodies work is fascinating. What's the difference between creating an android that has functioning parts and learns how to think to us? That's like a really deep existential question. One, for those Star Trek fans here, know that Data was going through most of his existence until he learned to sacrifice himself in the end to save humanity. Friends, the future is not built in silicone or steel. It's built in spirit. The true test of progress is not how much power we can hold in our hands, but how much tenderness we can hold in our hearts. May we be haunted? Yes. Right here on our stage, we are haunted by the remnants of our event this past Friday. We had a Halloween celebration in here. We had a great time, and we thought it was fitting to leave a little haunting behind here, so it was really fun for us. We're haunted here by compassion, by conscience, by the call to build a world that serves life instead of consuming it. May we remember that perfection is not the goal. What's the goal? Presence. That's the goal. May we never forget that the greatest invention we can ever create is love made visible. Yes. So I'd like to do a little workshop right now. So I'm going to invite the kids to come on out, and tell you what, kids, bring your electronics with you. Come on, take them out. And so I want you to kind of gather together in small little groups. The kids are going to come be part of your group, all right? And so what I would like you to explore with our youth today, all right, and they've got their electronics with them, what invention has most changed your life for better or worse? All right, so head on over, kids. Find yourself a group, and let's see, all right? Come on, Abby. Take her phone. Take her phone. You can use it. All right, go with mom, go with mom, go with mom. All right, so go find yourself a group, kids, and have a little conversation amongst each other. All right? So here's some of the things you can ask our kids. When has technology deepened your relationships? When has technology deepened your relationships? When has it distanced you? When has it distanced you? What value might have shifted that experience? So have a little conversation amongst yourselves. I'll give you like maybe 5-10 minutes. So kids, you can share your videos on your electronics or any piece of art on that technology if you'd like. And if you can, with the youth that are with you, maybe try to conceptually design some sort of app or digital tool that expresses one of our values, one of our JetPig values there. Right now, we're coding in compassion, folks. All right, I'll give you another minute or two. All right, let's start wrapping up our conversations. All right, let's return to our seats. Go ahead, return to our seats. Let's bring our attention to center. All right, kids, come on back. Come on back, kids. And if you want to stay with your groups, that's perfectly fine too. All right. So I'm going to ask you now, okay, I'm going to go to you and raise your hand. All right, raise your hand. I'll come to you with this microphone so you can share maybe a little bit about your conversation. And if you came up with some sort of app, I'd love to hear what app you might have created with the kids. Did you notice that when we invited the children to come out with their electronics, the smiles and joy in their faces to be able to share what they had on their piece of electronic? That's the environment that they live in today. So how do we get to integrate it? So does anybody want to raise your hand and tell us about your conversation? Anybody? All right, come on over.
Well, we had a very nice conversation with Bridget, who was talking about when her friends move away or when she's going to move, that she can still talk to her friends via messaging, FaceTime. So it's very nice for people when they're far away. You get to still see their faces and talk to them.
Yeah, remember back in the day when we would head off to middle school or high school or even college, how we used to feel like our connections would be severed and we'd have to create all new ones? Kids don't have to deal with that anymore because FaceTime. Anybody else want to share a story from the youth that they were with? Raise your hand. Anybody? All right, okay.
Well, she told us she really uses ChatGPT, which was fascinating to learn that. I really don't use it, but Justin, right? You use it at work, and so they bonded through that, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. As a matter of fact, ChatGPT can actually offer you some advice, life advice. I mean, they could be your therapist and counselor. I mean, there's no replacing an actual counselor or therapist, but it has gotten there. So again, somebody built ChatGPT. It didn't invent itself. So what are the algorithms are we using to create this? What is the information we're feeding that monster, if you will, right? So think about that. So in closing, I'd like to say, may our hands build with care, may our minds innovate with conscience, and may our hearts stay rooted in love.
All right, my friends, let's give thanks to the very many people who make this Sunday service happen and keep our UU Miami community running. From our dedicated staff to our steadfast volunteers, we appreciate you and all that you do each and every day for us. So thank you. This morning, we offer special thanks to Joseph for accompanying our hymns and giving us beautiful music. To Derek for running our AV live stream. Thank you. And a special thanks today to Jessica Lamb, our RE Director of Youth, for leading us in a great service today. And thanks to all of you for being here in the sanctuary and online. It's great to see you all. So next week, join us. Reverend Marrero will be back. He is sharing a sermon focused on our economy. Haunted by greed and dreaming of sharing. So he'll share about living in a world where abundance exists, yet so many go without. Capitalism has created both innovation and deep inequality. So next Sunday, we dream of something different, a way of living that honors interdependence, chooses generosity, and reshapes our idea of success around community and care. This is more than a sermon series. It's an invitation to a different way of being. Let's see. I believe this is the 27th, so 2 Sundays from now, we are hosting the Pact Annual Assembly. We invite you to join. Please come. It's Monday the 27th at 7 p.m. here in the sanctuary. So together with all the Pact congregations, we'll enjoy a night filled with community, connection, and action. We'll be sharing voices, stories, visions, and charting our next steps forward. Let justice roll. I want you all to also hold the date for Give Miami Day. There will be much more detail coming out, but get ready to practice our value of generosity and connect others you know to this important community. It's the biggest giving day to nonprofits across Miami-Dade. And of course, connect with us, follow us on social media if you want to see all the things that we are up to and about, and join us for lunch afterwards, have some conversation with us, and thank you all so much for being here. Jessica's going to close us out today.
All right, so we began this morning wondering if compassion can keep pace with innovation. So we've journeyed through stories of invention, of imagination, from the hum of machines to the beating of the human heart. We've seen that our creations are reflections of ourselves, mirrors of our brilliance, and sometimes our blind spots. Yeah. So we can leave this place today and carry this wisdom with our faith into the world of circuits and code, pixels and possibilities. May we remember that justice calls us to be fair, equity asks us to share what we create, transformation invites us to grow beyond that perfection, pluralism reminds us that every voice matters, interdependence connects us to one vast web of being, and generosity opens our hearts to give freely of our gifts. So may everything we design, in labs, in classrooms, in our workspaces, in our lives, be guided with compassion, curiosity, and care. And when the world feels noisy, and when the machines seem louder than our hearts, take a pause. Listen for the quiet hum within. Remember, this was the original piece of technology right here we hold. It's pumping the blood that makes us walk and talk and move. Go forth in peace and in power and build with justice to connect with empathy and to code with love. Amen. Blessed be. Namaste. And live long and prosper. Thank you. Please stand, greet your guests. Lunch is in the back.
actually moved during Claire de Lune. I was